The Canadian Olympic Committee and Canada Basketball announcing Canada's women's Olympic basketball team. Let's listen in for those details.
Everywhere around the world, and we're so excited. We're so excited because we also will be having Maison Olympique du Canada in Paris. Our Paris 2024 version of Canada Olympic House is back. We'll have exciting partner activations. We'll have a Team Canada Lululemon store in Maison Olympique du Canada. We will be celebrating athlete accomplishments, and we'll be partnering with our broadcast partner, CBC Radio Canada, to broadcast live on a daily basis, as well as accredited media. We'll have an official place for them to do their very important work all throughout the Games. These Olympic Games are more than just 17 days, and the Olympic movement is more than just 17 days of activity for all of us. The Olympic movement grows sport around the world, represents so many important things in terms of supporting refugee athletes, but also represents gender equity and has for some time. The Paris 2024 Games will be the first Games in history with full gender parity, and how about that? Which brings me to why this announcement is so special for all of us, but also special for me. I've worked in sport for over 20 years. That's hard to imagine. But I've worked in women's sport, I've worked in professional basketball, and now I work for the Canadian Olympic Committee. So it seems somewhat fitting with the intersection of those things that we'd be here today to announce the women's basketball team for Team Canada at the Olympic Games in Paris 2024. And with that, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce the President and CEO of Canada Basketball, Mr. Michael Bartlett. Michael.
Thank you, David, and good morning, everybody. This certainly is a day that the program is excited about and has been working towards for quite some time. You know, David mentions the 17 days of the Olympics and how the Olympic movement and the Olympic effort is much more than that. And nothing indicates that more than the tireless work that our athletes, our team leadership, and our coaches have been putting in over this very condensed 3-year quad. Since Tokyo, this team has really been invested in 365-day basketball. And that's probably an untold story. What doesn't get seen is the amount of work that our athletes and team put in windows in February, March, June, July, August, November, sometimes when the world isn't watching, sometime in gyms somewhere in Canada where there are no fans, but the work is being put in to make sure that they represent Canada at their best. And I am forever grateful and proud for the amount of work that our athletes put into this Olympic effort, and how today is the culmination of that work, and yet if you talk to them, the work has just started. Their opportunity to represent Canada and to culminate with Olympic performance, galvanize this country with a story that Canada can be proud of over those 17 days, is what each and every one of them get out of bed for. And there are so many stories that need to be told about this amazing athlete set. 4-time Olympians, first-time Olympians. Daughter of an Olympian, mother of a son going to his first Olympics to cheer on his mom. WNBAers, European club pros and champions, and NCAA athletes, all collectively creating a story that Canada will be proud of this summer and well into the future. And to the tireless efforts of Denise, our program general manager and executive vice president, Victor LaPena, who heads up our coaching staff, and all of our coaches, we wouldn't be here without the efforts of the athletes, and it's our job and honor to support them in their Olympic efforts to make Canada proud. So I implore all of Canada's storytellers who are here today to tell these stories loud and proud so that Canada can get behind this team when the moments matter and start paying attention when the spotlight isn't always on them as well. So with that, I will hand it off to our Executive Vice President and General Manager, Denise Dinyard, to share the roster.
Before I start to announce the roster, just wanted to share a few thoughts. We're certainly excited and honored to go into our 4th consecutive Olympic Games out of 8 participations in the Olympic Games. This is certainly an amazing achievement for our program. The team that's selected to represent Canada is a mix of experienced and young players. We've got, to Michael's point, we have 8 athletes with previous Olympic experience. One has 3 Olympic experience under her belt. We've got 2 that have 2 Olympic experiences, and we've got 5 with 1 Olympic experience, and then we've got 4 who are actually entering into their first experience. And when you speak to the athletes about this, the younger ones speak of the importance of the veterans and helping them through, and this will be certainly leaned upon, as we continue our preparation into the Olympic Games. And the team, as Mike alluded to, has been working hard, and time together has been a really important part of our women's program. These women have dedicated, some of them, they've been 13 years in our women's program. Some of them, it's their 2nd year. And so I am eternally grateful to each and every one of them that are on this Olympic roster, but also I want to highlight the importance of those who may not have made the Olympic roster, but who have contributed to our preparation. Looking forward in terms of our goals, we're looking to build on our 4th place at the 2022 World Cup and taking that next step towards our podium objectives. And certainly we're looking forward to all Canadians standing behind, supporting as we enter the most competitive competition that basketball has worldwide. And there's nothing more rewarding than representing our country. And so we look forward, both athletes and our staff, to making Canadians proud. With no further ado, I will now announce our Olympic athletes. From Milton, Ontario, Kayla Alexander. From Brampton, Ontario, Shay Colley. And de Montréal au Québec, Naira Fields. And from Toronto, Ontario, Sammy Hill. The rest of our roster who couldn't attend today, from Guelph, Ontario, Natalie Achanwa. From Mississauga, Ontario, Laetitia Amahir. From Chatham, Ontario, Bridget Carlton. From Kingston, Ontario, Aaliyah Edwards. From Calgary, Alberta, Yvonne Edgem. From Hamilton, Ontario, Kia Nurse. And from Montreal, Quebec, Cassandre Prosper. And finally, our youngest athlete, and the youngest athlete in women's basketball to play on the Olympic team, from Sudbury, Ontario, Sila Swords.
Okay, just listening in for the details for the women's basketball team, soon heading over to Paris for the 2024 Olympics. 12 players announced as part of Team Canada. That includes Hamilton's Kia Nurse, Milton's Kayla Alexander, and Sammy Hill from Toronto. This is obviously a big story and a very exciting one. We'll continue to listen in and follow that for you later today.